Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
Or one of those plants.
Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time car show, your weekly go-to all things automotive place, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong, Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong.
You got to love it when the followers engage in the show like that. That's just too funny.
We need a studio audience in-house.
Well, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We got a virtual audience.
Oh, my God. Well, at any rate, thank you for joining us today. I'm glad that the show's almost over. We got about a 30-minute segment that we've got to go. Because
this is going to be a good one.
This is going to be a good one.
And Don's going to go collect dandelions out in the yard.
No doubt. So joining us now is John Metrick and Keith Howard with the National Electric Drag Racing Association. Gentlemen, good morning. And are you guys down there in Florida? Do we have them, Mr. Mars?
We've got a little video
John.
segment.
John. Ahead, John.
If you guys can hear us wave.
This is Keith Howard I'm at the track in Florida. Can you guys all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Love the sound behind you.
But we can't see you. Do we?
Oh, yeah, I think he's got the phone up. There you are.
go.
There you are, Keith.
You can see.
Now we can see.
I got to keep my ear to the phone with the noise until I learn to talk between cars.
Well, that's okay. If we need to. If we need to stop while they're making a pass, then that's okay. We can do that. So thank you guys for joining us today. Wanted to talk to you about the National Electric Drag Racing Association. Are you guys down there at the Gator Nationals?
Keith
This is Keith. I'm John. I know John's in Houston, and I'm in Florida at the track.
Okay. So I see. All right.
So, John, you're still here at the home office, I guess.
That's right. Headquarters here in Houston, and Keith's on a super secret mission over there. He's with the Don Garlett's Drag Racing Museum. Their trailer that you see in his background there, he's got all the pictures from Don Garlett's over the years. Keith, maybe you could just pan around in there. Don Garlett's, of course, is building electric dragster. He's built two now, Swamp Rat 37 and Swamp Rat 38. And so we'd like to stay and support him.
So has Don Garlett's made any passes with these? I assume that they're long dragsters, actually the long wheelbase dragsters. Am I correct?
Yeah, he's been doing it for 5 to 6 years, and he's done about 189 in the quarter mile. And he held an outright record for cars right up until the last few weeks, where a new fella from the West Coast, Steve Huff, who's really into top fuel motorcycles, he built an electric car, and he was the first car to 200 miles an hour.
I think that, I have a feeling that Keith is probably down at the top end of the track in his trailer because I can hear him coming down the track.
Yeah, Keith, you could just put the microphone to your ear. You don't have to show us a picture so you can hear us.
Yeah.
You can just put it to your ear.
Yeah, don't worry about showing us a picture. You just hold the phone up to your ear and we'll be good.
Are they doing any exhibition runs there at the Gator Nationals this year? I know they've done some exhibition runs last year. Are they doing any electric drag racing exhibitions this year?
Not at this race. It was our intent to try to be ready to do something here, but with the Gator Nationals being the first race of this year, and it's kind of an overload for Don with the International Drag Racing Banquet Hall of Fame event, which is on the Thursday prior to the event and everything here. He is 89, so we try to keep his life as stress-free as we can. So we're working, and we'll have an announcement in the future of where something really fun will take place.
Yeah, like doing 190 miles an hour in an electric dragster isn't stress-free.
Yeah.
So tell us about how you're trying to develop the electric drag racing program, because I heard NHRA is contemplating a class for you guys this year or next year.
So from what I understand from we sent 2 people to that meeting, Lowell Simmons, the vice president of NEDRA, and Keith is the head of marketing. And we were just listening to see what they were thinking. They're exploring it for the first time, I think, and they reached out to Ford and General Motors and Toyota and Chrysler, and I asked them about whether or not they felt that something could be done as far as adding a class onto the NHRA stock. You know, their classes like something like OEM. They don't have a name for it. It's just unofficial at this point. But Keith, do you want to add?
Well,
I think
we lost Keith.
We lost Keith. Just the sound overload, I think, was a little hard for him.
Okay.
But I know that over the last year, they were showing an electric Cobra jet and actually racing it against a gas-powered Cobra jet at a number of the NHRA events. So is that a little bit of what you're talking about, or are you guys talking about purely a multi-level class for electric vehicles, this being one of them in a Miata?
Yeah, so they're really talking about the something like an OEM stock class, and that was just a demonstration and exhibition. We applaud it. Team on the West Coast helped build that, MLER cars, and they also did that Chevy Copo Camaro, if you remember.
Yep.
So they've had different success, in exhibition runs, but we're glad to see it on Sunday. You know, the NEDRA guys for 25 years have been racing. You know, we've had 200, 300, 400 cars come through the NEDRA membership classes.
Wow.
And they're all, they're all conversions mainly, meaning you took an old car and you converted it. This is the first time where, a company like Ford has been in the forefront of the development, and they've got probably $1 million behind that car. I'm probably underestimating that, but
I think we got a picture of Garlett's car, but right now we're looking at the
Lone Star Dragster.
All right, I can't see it, but which one?
It's the silver one, EV Racing Lone Star.
All right, well that one's Panic in Detroit, and the picture may be the Ford. Does it have the red motors on there?
No, it's got a blue cover on the motor.
Oh, blue cover. That one's an extinction level event. That's a new 2,000 horsepower prototype motor that we're developing. I'm working on it today, actually.
And John, that was one of the questions that I had. What are the limitations in electric drag racing? I mean, outside of batteries, are there limitations?
Yeah, there's one big limitation is that they don't allow a rule to artificially clamp your car down to the track.
Yeah.
And the alcohol boys, they get to shoot these jets of exhaust up in the air, and they get an extra 1,000 pounds of downforce. And so we're at the point now where if we want to try and go quicker, we're spinning the tires out from under because you got a limit of traction at the.
So there's no transmission. There's no way that you can limit the spin. But isn't there a way that you can limit the amount of power that goes to the wheels and maybe some sort of a traction control device?
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that when the tire is starting to move, the traction G-force between the tire and the track is limited to about 2.5 Gs. Okay, that's a function of the coefficient of friction of rubber and the asphalt and the stickum that they put on there.
Yes.
If you can push down on your car, you actually get artificial help in that. You can actually pull like 3 Gs, 3 or 4 Gs, and those exhausts pushing up give you that extra downforce.
Well, I noticed there's no wing on the back.
I think this one. Yeah, go ahead.
The wing is drag, and up to a certain point, if you've got enough power to break it loose on the top end, then you need a wing to help to push down. But right now we're right on the border of whether we got enough power at the top end that we would break it loose.
So what would you do at the get-go to add downforce or downward pressure on the tires? What could you do I understand that, your comment about how exhaust flow out of the Zoomies creates some downforce, and that was a couple of years ago when Jack Beckman was so dominant. They were messing around with the angles of the Zoomies to add to that downforce. How would you be able to do that on an electric vehicle?
Well, that's been a thing I dream about all the time. One would be we could maybe put some coolant fans or a bottle of coolant and shoot the coolant through the motor and then exhaust it upward. That might be a legitimate, way to add downforce. Another one would be a Chaparral kind of model.
That's what I was going to ask, if you could put the vacuum on it like Chaparral did back in the old Can-Am days.
Believe me, I've thought about it. Other than our body's pretty small and the Chaparral car is really wide.
And they ran a separate motor to run that vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, we've got plenty of power in motor. I mean, I can put electric, I can spin the motor, spin a fan and pull suction on it. That's one thought. I thought it was sort of like cheating, though. It's the other thought would be clamp it to a rail and make it like a slot car.
Yeah, it's only cheating when you get caught.
There you go.
Nah. So our like that little Miata does 0 to 60 in about 1 second flat.
Yeah, with the wheels up in the air too.
With that, you can't get much more downforce than the front wheels up in the air. And in an electric car, when we can lift the wheels up in the air, you've reached the pinnacle. There's not much more you can do other than try to
that's pretty
play
good.
A little bit with the overspeed. Maybe 10% slip or 15% slip might give you a little bit more, but that's about it.
So when you talk about horsepower, though, at the dig, it's really more about torque. And I know on electric motors, you've got max torque at the head of the throttle. What kind of torque are you talking about? Let's talk about that Mazda Miata that's got the wheels up. What kind of torque output would you guess that motor's putting out?
We ran that on the dyno. That made 1350 to the rear wheel.
Oh my gosh! In a Miata.
In a Miata. The Panic in Detroit, the 4 motor made 3,000 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow. And then we're looking at, what is it, Shockwave?
Shock and Awe.
Shock and Awe, the orange Trans Am.
Shock and Awe did it a little differently. They used AC motors and a 2-speed transmission, and that car, I think, just off the top of my head, made about 600 or 700 foot-pounds of torque. But right at the beginning.
In your organization, are there restrictions about or class variances about AC versus DC powered vehicles?
No, there's very few AC vehicles. One is Shock and Awe and the Steve Huff car.
That just went 200.
That just went 200, but he did it all on the top end, which is what the big problem's been with AC, the DC brushed motor drag racing. Was we didn't have a lot of top end power. So there's a few other ones. Michel Bertrand out of Canada has got 3 AC motors in his car.
Oh my gosh!
I apologize if I'm forgetting anybody.
No. That's okay. We appreciate, and the pictures are actually pretty cool to see how many of these cars are. And again, it's the measure of torque output that are just wheels up at the start.
Yeah.
So my question is, these guys that are working on these electric cars, are they car guys or are they electricians?
What I would have to say they're mainly car guys, and that's why I get phone calls all the time as to, support. But a lot of them do it on their own, and they'll reach out to experts in their local area, and they do their best. It's, I would say, mainly car guys.
So with you based in Houston, do you have any Houston events?
I usually hold one event per year, and first of the year EV drags in January. It got canceled this year due to COVID.
Yeah. And where do you hold that?
Well, I used to hold it at Sealy Lone Star Motorsports Park, but I don't know what's going on over there. Hennessy is they don't do that every week anymore, and I just we do it probably now. We'll move it over to Houston Motorsports Park on Beltway 8 and up in the northeast corner of Houston.
So John, not looking at the research that goes into it, just building. So building like a Don Garlitz is building his. He's got a top fuel car. Now he's got an electric dragster. Is there in my mind, there's a significant difference in the cost of building that electric dragster to run 200 miles an hour versus a top fuel car?
Well, top fuel is a specific class of, car and fuel, and they're doing 300 miles an hour, so maybe you might consider it closer to a top dragster or a super comp dragster.
Okay.
Super comp, a rail. You can drop a Chevy small block in there in a power glide transmission and have a pretty good power to weight ratio. Electric's going to be a little bit more expensive just due to the battery, and it's probably going to set you back about $20,000
for the battery.
For the
pack?
battery.
And how long will a battery pack not hold a charge and last? How long will it last in the recharge events? Will it take them through a whole season, or will they through a couple of seasons, or does the battery pack eventually just the ability of charging it wear out and you have to replace them?
Well, my car's on its 4th season on the same battery pack.
Wow.
So
wow.
That investment's paid off. For
sure.
I don't see a problem with it. We recharge it in 15 minutes. Top it off. I just got a report from Electric Junior. Jeg sells our Electric Junior battery packs from Lone Star, and NEDRA was responsible for writing rules for the Electric Junior, so NHRA adopted them. This last year, I think they've sold 25 Electric Juniors at $22,000 each, and they're sold out. I just heard that they ran 38 runs over a 2-day period, only on 2 recharges.
Oh, wow.
And they say those go, we guarantee those for about 3 seasons. They're about $2,000 each.
You may have said this. Is it 1/8 mile or 1/4 mile for the electric?
What do you want? I do,
What's the event?
What the classes are. The juniors run the 1/8. So, but the
juniors run the 1/8, and you can run either the 1/8 or the 1/4 bracket, grudge, what have you. We've done 1/2 mile, 1 mile.
Oh wow.
Yep.
So have you guys ever shown up with a couple of cars to some of the Friday night street fight races?
Oh yeah.
And just kind of knock their socks off, and it's like, oh my gosh. We
don't advertise it. When after we beat them, they come over to the pits and say, "Hey, you didn't declare you had a turbo in there."
Well, I don't.
And I said, "No, I don't have a turbo in there." I said, "Look, it's a forklift motor."
I got an ever ready.
And he says, "Wow!" So they want to fight when they find out they got whipped by electric.
So is that motor the motor of choice? The tow motor?
Forklift?
Yeah.
Well, I would say up to the last few years, in this whole race for the top end speed is one thing. But as far as budget goes and that bottom end torque, it's really hard to beat that model of the DC brush motor, about 9-inch or 10-inch. It makes we can get it to do about 600 foot-pounds of torque per motor. And like I said, well, the little Miata had 2 of them in there, so.
Jeez.
And how do you string the 2 together electrically?
No, electrically, it's just a cable jumper. You just put them in series and have a high voltage battery, and real simple.
And what kind of batteries are you using?
Funny you asked. This is a typical pouch cell here. It's about 6 inches tall and about 2 inches wide, and this will do 500 amps, this little thing.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and it's about as big as your cell phone, wide. And then we pull that current out through a set of connectors. And these are 8 millimeter wide bullets. These are good for about 300 amps each, and we have 2 of them on each battery.
And how many batteries would you have in a vehicle?
Well, individual cells will have about 1,000. This is our new one. This is a 20 amp hour cell. I don't know if you can see it, but
yep.
this is
Yeah.
4 inches wide and about 7 inches long. And this is 20 amp hours. This is 4 times as big as the other one. And
there you go.
Yeah.
So there's
so this has got just a humongous amount of cables coming out of it. So this is good for. I'm looking at selling this to like the SCCA slalom people. You know, somebody says, "Hey, I want to go 45 seconds of high power, but I want a super light pack." And I'm like, "Well, I think I got."
Well, we need to get you in touch with Richard Tomlin.
So I have to ask you, why do you not use, say, for instance, the batteries that come with a Tesla?
Good question. So the main thing about the Tesla battery is it's designed for range. It's C rating. Like if you have an amp hour storage, it'll store 1 amp for 1 hour. That's kind of the definition of its storage capacity.
Right.
When you go to discharge, if you discharge it at 1 amp per hour, it'll stay within its temperature range. If you do 2 amps in 30 minutes, it starts to get warm. At 10 amps in 6 minutes, you know, where you're ramping it up, now it's overheating.
So do you actually have a battery cooling system on these vehicles that you're running?
If you want to use the Tesla, you're going to have to use a cooling system. And I'll just warn you that we race against the Tesla, and he'll go out and do one good run, and then he's got to let his car cool for an hour.
Okay.
Is there a happy medium between 1,000 of those batteries and a Tesla?
So 1,000 of our batteries about 200 pounds, and the Tesla battery is about 1,000 pounds.
Okay, but is there something in between that's currently being made that's affordable?
Well, that's what I custom designed this one to be kind of a 20C battery. It's got the big wide tabs on the end, and it cools. This one I can discharge like hundreds and hundreds of amps at about 20 or 30 C, and at the end of the race, you haven't provided any cooling. It still hasn't exceeded its
Gotcha.
its temperature
So for the purpose that you're using it for, this works for you. And now, has anybody else come up with anything more efficient?
More efficient. So
efficient meaning more amperage out of the thing
in a shorter period of time without having to manage the cooling.
With the cooling part of it, yeah.
Well, the heat comes from the resistance of the cell, right? So there's a spectrum of spectrum of resistances for different designs. The Tesla, Leaf, Chevy Bolt, they're all very high resistance cells, but their benefit is they have huge amounts of storage in a certain volume.
Right.
Now, I wouldn't say weights in their in their favor, but the amount of energy in a certain volume is in their favor.
But because you are all about short time discharge, it's easier for you to lower the weight because you don't have to worry about the long term output.
I can pick a cell, like there's some Dow Cocam cells that are in the 10C range. So those are good for 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes of not full power, but
how many cycles does that battery have to go through before it's either rebuilt, disposed of? How many times can you use that before it's no good anymore? Or it can be?
That style cell, we don't run them low. We always run them at wide open, and that's what they're sort of paying the extra money for. But we get about 500 runs on that.
Wow. And you said you can recharge in 17 minutes?
Yep, 15 minutes. Yep.
And what kind of power source are you using to do that? 440, 220? You use your welder.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's jump a bunch in it at once.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, this is a conversation that is out of my league because I'm not the electrician, but I kind of get it and I understand it. And it's a real trick, and you've got to be able to manage all of that, and obviously he has.
Well, he's got, in your mind, he has nitromethane batteries.
Yes.
Yes.
With no range anxiety.
Because the range is a half mile.
Well, a mile.
You got to drive back.
Yeah.
Well, John, it's truly fascinating to talk to you. National Electric Drag Racing Association. We're going to start keeping up with you. You guys let us know how you're doing. And if you got something earth-shattering you want to tell everybody, be sure and let us know, and we'll get you back on the air.
Look us up at NEDRA.com.
NEDRA.com. Okay, we'll do. John, thanks again.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
It's kind of exciting. I mean,
It is.
to get you kind of pumped up. I'd
It
like
is.
to
And
see one of those electric dragsters.
And you know that somebody soon is going to come up with more power and a way to get that power to the ground.
Well, that's going to be the trick, is how to make it stick.
Hey, the Jeep Grand Cherokee L will be a newcomer to the three-row utility segment when it arrives at dealerships in the second quarter, but it won't need much of an introduction. Jeep will just have to let consumers know that the Grand Cherokee can haul a few more people now. So look for that. GMC plans to unveil and begin taking reservations next month for the electric Hummer SUV, a sibling of the 2022 Hummer pickup. GMC will show the SUV on April 3rd at 4 o'clock Houston time during the NCAA Final Four men's basketball tournament, according to a statement that the brand made last Monday.
Oh, I guess I'll miss it.
Well, I will too, but I don't know. Why would they pick that to make the...
Because they're assuming it's going to have a huge market, huge audience.
Yeah, viewership.
Okay. I don't know. I don't really watch. I'm not a big basketball fan.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against basketball. I just have never been a big basketball fan.
I think The Bachelor's on during that time.
The Bachelor. The Bachelorette.
Bachelorette.
Yeah, there is that. Okay, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be back with more of the In Wheel Time Car Show after
The Singular.
Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier cruise-in, and you're invited to join in. Whether you're a cruiser or spectator, Tailpipes and Tacos is the place to enjoy made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and mingle with Houston's fun car people. Mark your calendar for Saturday, March 20th for Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tailpipes and Tacos is free, and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods, all at one location. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off at a friends and family event at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupi founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, March 20th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Lupi's in Katy. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, March 20th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupi's in Katy, weather permitting. Is your business or company looking to stand out in a crowded advertising market? Looking to reach the real auto enthusiast? Well, you found it. You're listening or watching In Wheel Time, and so are your fellow enthusiasts. The In Wheel Time Car Show now reaches 500,000, and we can put together a marketing plan that will engage them in your product, business, or service. To get the tires rolling, just shoot us an email to our marketing director, Jeff Zekin. His address is jeff@inwheeltime.com. If you're in charge of your company's small, medium, or large business anywhere in the U.S., let the On Hold Company help you retain customers and promote your business on your telephone system. Promote special sales or company info when placed on hold. The On Hold Company provides custom on-hold messages with professional male or female voices, licensed background music with no long-term contract, no monthly recurring bill, and updates your messages as needed. Call the On Hold Company at 713-223-HOLD or go to onhold.net.
Well, guess what? That's it for this episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show.
Great show.
Hey, when you're on Facebook, please give us a like, tell your friends about us, share your junk. You'll get Conrad's Unicorn hunting features along with all things automotive all week long. The In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, and on InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available everywhere. Pandora, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, iHeart Podcasts, Google Podcast, and Podcast Addict, to name a few. Special thanks to all of our guests today. The In Wheel Time Chief Engineer is the fabulous David Ainsley. Our video sales and marketing man in the corner is Jeffrey Zekin. This week's In Wheel Time Car Show is produced and directed by Joe I Forgot Bygone. For booking agent and podcast man Mike Out of This World Mars and his royalty king Conrad DeLong, Don Armstrong saying so long for now, and we hope that you'll join us for the next live show from Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on 99 and the Grand Parkway just south of I-10 in Katy next Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time. Come on out and see us right here on the Smoke and Mirrors Network. Bye-bye for now.
That's it for this podcast episode of the Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.